Welcome to our daily Forex market analysis call, and this is in preparation for trading on October 10, 2018. Just a quick disclaimer before we get started here. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. All right, so we'll start off by taking a look at our calendar here. So in terms of the news that came out, there was a small business index that came out negative. German trade balance came out better than expected here. Coming up in the Asian session, we have consumer sentiment numbers for Australia. And there is FOMC members speaking, but that shouldn't be too bad. Okay, Wednesday. GDP numbers for the British pound, that will be important. Manufacturing production numbers, again, for the pound will be important. And in the New York session, we have PPI data, which is the precursor to our retail sales number, again, important. And this one here, Treasury Currency Report, even though there is no time here, but it can have an impact, so we'll have to keep an eye on it. This is another one here. When we see MPC members speak or any kind of Fed or central bankers speak, it can have an impact on the currency. So any kind of comments that come out of them in their speech can have an impact. So we will have to keep an eye on that. Other than that, FOMC members speaking, but not a whole lot in terms of the red news. Just those are the main points there. So let's go on to our charts. All right, we'll start off with euro dollar. Yesterday we had talked about euro US dollar going lower here. So we did see it drop. However, it came right into the support resistance level right over here, and it has bounced up there. So we were talking about how we needed it to stay below the support at 1.1460 for it to continue lower, and it hasn't done that. So now we have this doji, which shows a rejection in the bottom. So if you take a look at it, so here we had price pull back into pivot point, which is what we normally expect it to do, pull into the pivot point and then drop. So it went lower into the next support and resistance level, and then we have this railroad reversal, and price has gone up since then. So now here, this gives us a bullish bias for today. So I would look for perhaps a move like this, looking for price to potentially just pull back a bit and then go up higher. So target here would be 1.1580 level. So bias is bullish, looking for potentially inverse head and shoulders here, and then a move to the upside. But overall bullish bias for euro dollar, and 1580 will be the target to the upside. I'm actually, I'm not sure in terms of Elliott wave. I don't really use Elliott wave, but if we were to zoom out a bit, so this is kind of where we are. So we are in this sideways move here. I don't really know Elliott that much, so I can't really comment on that. Yeah, so this is where we are. So looking for, from daily perspective, looking for a move higher here. Okay, so that's euro dollar. Pound dollar here, we have a bullish candle close. So we saw price drop here, went and tested the bottom. So we had looked at this one yesterday, and the concern was the large pin on the downside. And this is what can happen when we have pins like that. Price can come and test the low and then bounce up from there. So if we take a look at the 1 hour chart, price came into this previous support resistance level, and then we had this big bullish engulfing candle, and there we are. So now price is looking bullish. So I'm looking for a pullback either into this 1.3120 level and then a move to the upside, or into a 1.3100 level and then a further move to the upside. So a bit of a pullback here, or looking for a pullback here and then a further move to the upside. But it looks pretty strong here. and we could just see a test of this here, which is our previous support resistance level, and we could see price just move up from there. So that's something we'll have to keep an eye on. But right now it's looking bullish, and I'm looking for a further move to the upside. In terms of our target, next target would be 1.3220 level here. So bias is bullish for pound dollar. Aussie dollar here, a price did not stay below this support resistance level. We have a bullish candle close, not a huge one, but still a bullish candle close. So I'm looking for price to come into the next level that we had talked about yesterday as well. So looking for price to go higher into this next support resistance level, into 0.7150 level. And that's where the test will be, because this is a strong level here. And as we can see previously, price had done head and shoulders type reversal here, and then it had gone up. So we have basically this type of a move here, and then a further move to the upside. So it is an important support and resistance level. So right now bias is bullish. First target would be 0.7150 level. And if price crosses this level, then we're looking for price to move up higher into the top of this candle, which is 0.7200. So bias is bullish for Aussie dollar for today. New Zealand dollar, this one is looking bullish as well, but not as strong. So here I'm looking for price to go into 0.6500, and then we'll have to see how it reacts. So today there wasn't much of a move. It went into the bottom here, and we do have a bullish candle close for the day, but it hasn't really done a whole lot. So here, the first target would be 0.65, and then second target would be 0.6550 here. So looking for a bullish move, but again, this is not looking as bullish. So we don't really have a bullish volume here, just neutral volume, which means essentially we're looking for pullbacks as opposed to reversals. So we have had this move to the downside. So now either we can get one of these moves, or we get a higher pullback and then a drop from there. But for now, this is looking bullish, and 6,500 will be the first target. 6,550 will be the second target. Dollar CAD did what we were looking for yesterday. And again, we had talked about how there was large pin, and we had talked about how price can go and test that level and drop from there. So that's exactly what we saw. Price went into our R1 and then dropped from here. From there. So here we have a double top with second leg lower, which suggests that price is likely to drop. On our daily, we have our tweezer top trade set up. So here I'm looking for price to drop. 1.2880 will be the target to the downside. So bias here for dollar CAD is bearish, and the target would be 1.2880 for dollar CAD. Euro pound, we had talked about this bearish pin bar yesterday, and we were looking for price to drop, and that's exactly what we got. Now we are coming into this support level here. So we do have a bearish candle close, but we are getting very close to the support. So I would be mindful of that. Bias is to the downside here as well. And for pullback, we could likely get a pullback into about that area right there, and then looking for a further drop. First target would be 0.8720, and second target 0.8680 level to the downside. So bearish bias for euro pound. Euro